This is a review of my Arrma Senton Mega 4x4 and the upgrades that I've done to it. Uh, it's a pretty good truck. I've had it for about a year now. Um, kind of wish I'd bought a Traxxas, but didn't have the money at the time. I've broken some parts on it and learned how to fix it and stuff. This is actually my first RC. Um, but here's some of the upgrades that I've done that you can do on your Arrma Senton Mega 4x4. First off, I put these on here. These are Traxxas camber links, actually. And, I've got to get some new tires. These D-boots are great for, for running in the dirt and stuff, but sometimes I like to drive it on the pavement. And it's hard to find 14 millimeter wheels. But basically, I've got to still dial in that toe. But those camber links, I modified them and cut the ends off just enough to where I could get it in there, and that way I can adjust these wheels. Because sometimes there was so much slop that and I know it doesn't matter on short course track, but if I am driving it on pavement with different tires, there was so much slop that I was constantly having to overcorrect the steering. It was just kind of annoying. I recently did this. I just did a new steering servo on it. It's a Savic, a Savix. Got this at the local hobby shop. Waterproof. It's metal gears. So the cheap Arrma steering servo it sucked. I was on my second one, the little red ones, and they eventually start giving out. So I went with metal gears. It was about $48. This has been this was my first upgrade. I've got two of these. I've got a 25C and a 30C, and I love these batteries. I'd like to get like a 40 or 50C, but I'm debating on going with a 3S. I'm running 2S in this right now. That's plenty of speed, 2S is. But I just did this upgrade less than a month ago, the Valenian VXL 3S brushless. So I was able to fit the Traxxas brushless in there, and it works perfect. I've got a whole bunch of different pinions. I've got 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 pinions that I'm trying out. I've stripped a few spur gears, and Arrma right now, the 91 tooth 48 pitch spur gear that comes stock in this truck is on back order. So I was able to do a modification to to a team associated 87 tooth 48 pitch spur gear, and I'll show that in another video. But I was able to fit an 87 tooth 48 pitch team associated spur gear. I don't have the part number on hand right now, but it works perfect. It's just you got to have the mesh perfect on this thing. And I've got this thing set all the way to the 14 tooth, so I've got it turned all the way in with a 20 tooth pinion gear on here. And that's just because, 80 the difference between an 87 and a 91 was so much in here that I couldn't leave it on a 17 setting. Stock. I had to turn it in and put a bigger gear on here just to get the mesh right. And see, I've got, and the other thing that I had to do when I did the modification, all it was I had a nylon bushing and a fender washer with two slipper pads that are for that spur gear. And this spring is pushing against that nylon washer, and it's that nylon washer or nylon bushing spacer is just small enough in diameter where it rides on the inner race of the bearing inside there and pushes against that fender washer and holds the slipper pad on, and then the other slipper pad gets held on back here by the slipper pad hub, the spur hub. So, I mean, it worked out perfect. It was just an idea that I came up because it's hard to find spur gears that'll work with this outside of stock spur gears. And like I said, Arrma has them on back order, so they're not even available, and I just didn't want to wait for a whole month and a half to even play with this thing. But I've got the other little upgrade that I did was I've got the rear perch shock perches on the front because it gives me a little bit more travel, and my ride height is, I don't know if you can see it. The ride height is just a little high back in the front, which is not a huge deal. It keeps it. I think it kind of keeps the tires stuck in the back. Like I said, I've got the slipper adjustment so loose that it's hopefully going to keep from burning out my spur gear, because I just stripped another $7 spur gear last night. And so I've only got 2 of them, so I'm going to have to either order more or go to my local hobby shop again when I have time. But anyways, I don't know the speed of this truck. I don't know how fast it's going to go. I'm guessing 40-ish, maybe 50. If I put 3S on it better do 50 miles an hour minimum. But these tires slow it down. I've got a larger pinion in it, so it's, 3 more teeth, so it's going to slow it down a little bit. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with the upgrades. Very happy. Just the spur gear problem is the only thing that I'm still working on and learning. But like I said, this is my Arrma Senton Mega 4x4 converted to brushless. Thanks for watching. Bye.